real. The jealousy is real. And I'm not just talking about the overwhelming jealousy that dump divers in the WNBA feel towards the roof from Waterloo. I'm starting to wonder, and I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, I'm starting to wonder if there's a little bit of jealousy, maybe a little bit of resentment that is building towards Angel Reese.
Angel Reese arrived at the WNBA All-Star party like it was her crowning moment, only to get benched, blocked, and brushed aside like an afterthought. Turns out, the league's elite weren't handing out invitations to the throne. They were side-eyeing the hype. So what happens when viral stardom collides with hardwood royalty? Let's just say the welcome was less than warm. From icy receptions to outright rejection, this was the all-star reality check nobody saw coming. Strap in. This showdown was deliciously brutal.
She finished 5th overall in fan voting, 10th among all voting once you factored in, but only 12th among the media and the players. So the players actually rated Caitlin Clark higher than Angel Reese, which I think is interesting, although certainly it's deserved. But I will say, Angel Reese, Ronnie and I have debated it on the program. Ronnie has been pretty clear that he thinks that she sucks at basketball. I have defended her as having dimensions of her game that are high level. I got to a point here a couple of weeks ago where I was starting to wonder if she actually sucked or not, but she has put together an impressive streak here over her last 4 games.
If I were a WNBA veteran, I wouldn't even be mad at Caitlin Clark. No, my frustration would be laser focused on Angel Reese. How is she the one landing magazine covers, sneaker deals, and nonstop media hype? For what? Master-level bench reactions. And a killer side-eye game? If clout translated to stats, she'd be dropping 40 a night. Meanwhile, the real MVPs, the ones who've been putting in decade-deep work, can't even snag a local car dealership ad. That's not petty envy. That's a holy odium overdose. The league's priorities? Questionable at best.
Well, this is very interesting, and certainly a plot twist from last season. And I'm talking about the mainstream media, the sports media, and their love affair with Angel Reese. Now, we know the media jumped through hoops, gymnastics, mental gymnastics. I mean, however you try to put it, they tried to raise up Angel Reese last year as being, of course, she's running neck and neck with Caitlin Clark for the Rookie of the Year.
Let's keep it a buck. Angel Reese is a WNBA's equivalent of that one group member who slides in at the last minute, half-heartedly contributes, and still walks away with all the praise. And the wildest part? People are buying it. Since when did hustle stats and viral antics outweigh actual basketball skills? Forget shooting percentages or defensive stops. Just drop a shady tweet. Sir means sideline glare and boom, instant stardom. The bar is in hell, and at this point, it's not even a bar, it's a tripping hazard.
Is the words from jealous WNBA players do not match up with their actions. They say one thing, and then they go and do another. And I'm starting to wonder if that same jealousy, that same resentment, I'm starting to wonder if it's building towards Angel Reese.
Here's the uncomfortable truth. The WNBA is acting like Caitlin Clark crashed their party and exposed all their skeletons, as if she's the reason nobody tuned in for the past 2 decades. But let's be clear, Clark didn't create the league's viewership problem. She just flipped on the lights. And suddenly, everyone noticed the dust piling up in the corners, instead of grabbing a broom, though the WNBA would rather shoot the messenger. Sorry, ladies, the spotlight doesn't lie. Blaming the person holding it won't make the shadows any less real.
Both impact the game. My teammates are saying Caitlin Clark moves the needle on basketball, right? Versus versus Angel, who moves the needle on viewership, on interest, on engagement. No one can deny that because she's on McDonald's bags, because she has her own podcast, because she's at the Met Gala, because she's transcending the sport and she's showing girls femininity. My sister don't play basketball, no Angel Reese. My sister don't play basketball, she knows Caitlin Clark too.
Would Angel Reese be on a McDonald's bag if she was not a champion averaging a double-double?
Nah, bro, you know what, I'm gonna get up because I don't
So you're saying
Let's not kid ourselves. Clark isn't just good. She's a life raft keeping this league from sinking into obscurity. She's a reason arenas are packed and advertisers finally care. But instead of rolling out the welcome mat, the WNBA's treating her like an uninvited guest who crashed their sad little potluck. Oh no, the rookie's outshining the whole buffet. The audacity of being talented, marketable, and worst of all, asterisk popular star. The horror. So here we are, rewarding mediocrity with magazine covers while punishing excellence with cheap shots. If this is the WNBA's idea of growth, maybe they should have left the lights off after all.
WNBA All-Star starters were released and people are pissed. This is how votes were cast. 50% was fan vote, 25% was media, and the remaining 25% was current players. One person that was not one of the 10 starters selected, Angel Reese. Now, Angel was actually 5th among frontcourt players in the fan voting, but she didn't even rank inside the top 10 in current player or media voting. The top vote getter was unsurprisingly Caitlin Clark with over 1 point.
Let's be honest. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would still be buried on ESPN 8, wedged between competitive darts and lawnmower racing. But sure, let's keep pretending Angel Reese's unapologetic authenticity is what's driving the league's renaissance. Even though her biggest highlight this season was getting rejected harder than a bad credit application. And those interviews? Pure word salad. Like if a TED Talk collided with a Vogue confessional and forgot to bring substance. Yet here we are, watching her rack up endorsements faster than her bounds.
17-5, and you may be saying to yourself, well, how many of those 17 rebounds a game are me bounds? Is she just standing there rebounding at all of her own misses and padding her stats? Only 6 me bounds in the last 4 games. So even if we discount the me bounds, she's averaging 16 boards a game over her last 4 games, and she became the first player in WNBA history to put together 4 straight 15-plus rebound games.
Caitlin Clark isn't just elevating the WNBA. She's single-handedly dragging it into relevance one logo 3 at a time. Without her, those sold-out signs go back to collecting dust in storage closets. And here's the delicious irony. If Clark ever got fed up being the league's punching bag, she could jet off to Europe tomorrow and be treated like basketball royalty.
Came into the season, the media tried to put Angel Reese amongst the best players again. And then she promptly went out and stunk it up. All right, and stunk it up. Now, she's had a couple of good games as of late, but every time she has a good game, she has a horrific game. And her field goal percentage is down this year. And imagine I just said that. Her field goal percentage has dropped this year versus last year. That's right, she's a worse shooter.
Clark is a transfer student who walked in with a 4.0 GPA and a full ride to Stanford, while the rest of the class is seething because she won't slum it at the drama table. But fans aren't fooled. They see the game for what it is. The tape don't lie. Her stepbacks are assassinations, her dimes are sonnets, and the league's thinly veiled hostility has gone from whisper to scream. Here's the kicker. If the WNBA invested half the effort it wastes on salty side-eye into real promotion...
That double-double, she got it, sure. That title, sure. She was purposely missing shots at some point to be able to get the rebound.
Did she tell you that?
And if I saw it, and my thing is that if those were intentional shots, she shouldn't be in the WNBA at all. Yeah, I don't know about top 10.
Okay, fair. But based off of you watching her and you saying that you feel as though that she were intentionally missing shots as a professional basketball player and that she shouldn't be in the WNBA if she were taking those shots anyways or whatever, all of these are feeling based. At the end of the day, the numbers are what they are, and those double-doubles have translated into championships on every level that Angel has played.
You don't have to like it, but you do have to acknowledge it. This isn't some grand plot. It's just talent commanding the spotlight. Watching the WNBA downplay Clark's impact is like watching someone swear the sun isn't bright while squinting through sunglasses. If she's really just okay, then why the full court press to stop her? Why the desperation fouls, the bruised egos, the defensive schemes treating her like she's smuggling relevance into the league?
And Clark has gotten way out of control. Angel is a great player. Caitlin is also a great player. They're not the same type of player, and they're starting their careers. Yeah. Angel really upset people with how she taunted Caitlin after the championship, as she should. And if a man did it, we wouldn't have even talked about it.
Because deep down, they all know the WNBA is clinging to Clark's coattails like a life raft. And rightfully so. Without her, the league's relevance flatlines. But resurrection won't come from catchy slogans or meme-worthy scowls. It'll come when she stops playing the star and actually becomes one. Until then, Clark will keep dropping 30-piece performances, packing stadiums, and drawing double teams like the undisputed face of the league, while the rest of them performatively look the other way, pretending not to notice the crowns already on her head. The game knows, the fans know, and sooner or later, the WNBA will have to admit it too.